They called him the Tyler Rose, a name that blended Southern grace with the grit of gridiron greatness. Earl Campbell is more than just a name in NFL history. He's a symbol of raw power, perseverance, and a bruising football style that defined an era. As of May 2025, Earl Campbell's net worth stands at approximately $25 million. Though his playing days are decades behind him, Campbell has remained a household name thanks to wise business ventures, product endorsements, and a meat products company that proudly bears his name. But behind the iconic jersey number and Hall of Fame stats lies a story of struggle, faith, and resilience. From the dusty streets of Tyler, Texas, to football immortality. Early life born on March 29, 1955, in the Rose capital of the US, Tyler, Texas, Earl Christian Campbell was the sixth of 11 children raised by Ann and Bert B.C. Campbell. His father worked as a laborer and passed away from a heart condition when Earl was just 11, leaving his mother to raise the large family on her own. But Ann Campbell was no ordinary mother. She was tough, spiritual, and utterly committed to seeing her children succeed. Earl, like many Southern boys, discovered football in the fields and streets before the stadiums. At John Tyler High School, he originally played linebacker before transitioning to running back, a move that would change the course of his life. In 1973, he led his team to a state championship, dominating opponents with a punishing style that left crowds gasping and scouts scribbling notes. His size and speed, an almost mythic combination, earned him a scholarship to the University of Texas at Austin, where he would not only rewrite school records, but elevate the program to national prominence. Personal life in 1980, Earl married Runa Smith, a woman whose quiet strength matched his own. The couple had 2 sons, Christian and Tyler. Christian has largely stayed out of the limelight, while Tyler Campbell made headlines for his own football career and later as a motivational speaker and multiple sclerosis advocate, after being diagnosed with MS in college. Earl is a deeply religious man, identifying as a Christian, and faith has remained the constant backdrop of his journey. Whether it was battling injuries or managing post-career health issues, Campbell credits prayer and his belief in God for carrying him through. Outside of football, Earl launched Earl Campbell Meat Products, a successful business offering sausage and smoked meats found in stores across Texas and the South. He also took part in motivational speaking, philanthropy, and advocacy for former NFL players suffering from chronic injuries and neurological conditions. College career at the University of Texas, Campbell became the heart and soul of the Longhorns. From 1974 to 1977, he bulldozed defenders and racked up yardage like a locomotive with no brakes. In his senior year, he exploded for 1,744 rushing yards, leading the nation. That same year, he was awarded the Heisman Trophy, college football's highest honor, making him the first Longhorn ever to win it. He also claimed the Davy O'Brien Memorial Trophy, the UPI Player of the Year, and the Walter Camp Award. By the time he graduated, Campbell had rushed for 4,443 yards and 40 touchdowns, leaving behind a legacy so rich that his number, 20, was retired by the university. In 1990, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Professional career in 1978, the Houston Oilers made Earl Campbell the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Few rookies arrive with so much hype, and even fewer exceed it. In his debut season, Campbell rushed for 1,450 yards and 13 touchdowns, earning NFL Rookie of the Year and NFL MVP honors. His bruising running style, often breaking tackles and dragging defenders, made him the league's most feared back. From 1978 to 1980, Campbell led the NFL in rushing each year. He recorded 3 consecutive seasons of over 300 yards, peaking in 1980 with 1,934 yards, an astonishing figure given the era and the physicality of his play. He earned 5 Pro Bowl selections and was named to the NFL 1980s All-Decade Team. In 1984, Campbell was traded to the New Orleans Saints, reuniting with former Oilers coach Bum Phillips. However, the relentless punishment his body endured began to take a toll. He retired in 1985, ending his career with 9,407 rushing yards and 74 touchdowns. In 1991, Earl Campbell was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and his bust still stands in Canton, Ohio, a tribute to a player who defined Toughness House. Tour and Car Collection. Earl Campbell resides in Austin, Texas, in a stately home that reflects both his personality and values. Elegant but grounded, classic with a modern twist, the house boasts large living areas, a gourmet kitchen, memorabilia-lined walls, and panoramic views of the Texas countryside. It's not a mansion screaming opulence, but rather a home filled with warmth, stories, and southern charm. What's more eye-catching, however, is his car collection, particularly his custom 1949 Cadillac, rebuilt and restored by the team at the Motor Trend show Texas Metal. The car blends vintage appeal with updated technology, much like Earl himself, a timeless classic reimagined with modern resilience. His garage also includes a classic Ford F-150 and a sleek black Chevy Tahoe, often seen when he attends charity events or Longhorns games. As of May 2025, Earl Campbell is still alive, though he has battled significant health issues over the years. He has undergone multiple back surgeries, suffers from spinal stenosis, and now uses a wheelchair or walker to get around. He's also been candid about taking painkillers in the past and the challenges of transitioning from a physically demanding career to life after football. Campbell has become an advocate for player health, urging the NFL to do more for retired players dealing with chronic conditions. His openness has helped destigmatize the conversation around mental and physical health in sports. Despite the pain, he remains mentally sharp, spiritually strong, and deeply involved in charitable work, especially around youth sports, neurological awareness, and multiple sclerosis inspired by his son's diagnosis. Earl Campbell's story isn't just one of football glory. It's the American story, told through the eyes of a Texas boy who beat the odds, from losing his father young to carrying the weight of expectations on his thick shoulders, from shattering defensive lines to breaking the silence around pain and perseverance. He's lived many lifetimes in one. He's not just remembered for the yards he ran or the hits he delivered, but for the humanity he carried off the field. A hero in cleats, a father in faith, a businessman, and a beacon of strength. Earl Campbell remains one of the greatest to ever play the game.